What's going on, you guys? Local John 1812.
jrod 84.
That's bright. We got the brightness. Is that gonna hurt your eye?
No, it ain't gonna bother me.
John, hit the brightness off. Hold on, guys. We're just checking this out. How bad does that cut back on the quality? Does it still look good?
Yeah, it looks fine.
Okay.
Also, we got a lamp. We can just get the lamp.
All right, you could plug in the lamp. If the lamp's plugged in, just click it on, I think. We'll see if this light can help us, guys. All right, check that now, son.
It looks a little bit brighter on both sides now.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, we'll leave it like that because that bright light in our eyes
that
was almost like the bright light shining today in
my
Chicago,
God.
right?
What was
Was it Chicago? Was it Chicago? Because I seen the Bulls back of the chairs there when they were getting up. It was Chicago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
lights are shining bright.
I said, well, anyway, you guys, we told you that we would have a video that we would do a show for you before Christmas, and
Before
voila,
Christmas.
here we are.
We're here. Oh. But also, guys, we're watching. We're always watching something that seems like we're not. This game ain't none of our teams, but Buffalo and Troy in the Dollar General Bowl.
Yeah, not to say, it was college football's bowl season. Okay.
It's kind of interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get back to this real quick. What's the thing that Kentucky just played in? What is that called? The
CBS Sports Classic. I think I guess we'll kick off the show.
Let's kick it off.
You know what? I guess we'll start with a little college basketball or whatever.
Yeah. So, CBS Sports.
Yeah, that's it. Today, the CBS Sports Classic at the United Center in Chicago.
Ohio State annihilated UCLA.
Well, I mean, there were only 14 points.
14.
80-66.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't. Well, I don't know if you really want to call it an annihilation.
Yeah, I would. No.
But a win's a win.
Double-digit win.
Yeah, a win's a win for the Buckeyes.
And
number 15, good job.
And they remain undefeated, right?
No, Ohio State's 11-1.
11-1. 11-1. So they lost a game.
So Ohio State's pretty good. The second game of the day, second game of the Classic, number 19 Kentucky facing number 9 North Carolina. Wildcats come away with the win, 80-72.
And earlier this week I had a feeling we were going to win. I felt like we'd win by more than 10, and 10 or more. I was close, but not close enough. I said 82-72, ended up being 2 points off there. That's probably the closest I've been in a long time on predicting the score. But I honestly felt like we could turn the corner after that Utah game.
Yeah, I see. We saw plenty of signs of improvement. I say the Utah game. Of course, I was a little adamant about today because I'm thinking, okay, is Kentucky finally gonna turn the corner? Finally finally play like the team that most everybody expected them to be, or are they going to revert back? Into how they were playing before. Right. Playing before. Still kind of being shaken up by the loss to Duke against Duke. But today, they showed up.
Showed a lot of heart.
And they showed a lot of heart and everything. And they came away with a big win. That was their signature win that they needed today.
Oh, that's a big, big win. I have not seen any Joe Lenardi type bracketology stuff. I've never been paying attention, but I have been hearing the rumors that right now, if the tournament would start, it would not really be good for Kentucky. They'd make the tournament, but you're talking, 6 to 8 seed probably at this point in time. Now, before North Carolina game.
Well, I think so. I saw CBS Sports had them somewhere around an 11.
11? That high?
You mean that low?
Well, yeah. I mean, high if you're counting up to 20, low if you're counting down to 1 because you want to be a 1 in the NCAA tournament. Sorry for doing that, but I'm used to counting up. So if someone says, would you rather have $1 or $11? I'll take the $11. But not in the NCAA tournament, though.
Right.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that's what I didn't hear the 11, but I have heard the between a 6 and 8, and I think 6 was being generous. But then again, I just want everyone to understand this. If you really think about it, because Rex Chapman was talking to, I think it's Buzz Baker, right, before the game started today. And they even said, if Kentucky beats Seton Hall, and Seton Hall doesn't make a game winner, and Kentucky only has one loss, let's just think about this. Think about this narrative real quick. Because when they lost to Seton Hall, Kentucky was what rank?
9.
9. Okay? So let's say they hang on. Maybe the committee says, we don't like how you hung on, but we're not going to knock you completely out top 10. We're just going to move you back one. So Kentucky would have saved 10. And they would only had one loss. And then today, if they beat North Carolina the way they did, and they beat Utah the way they did, Kentucky probably would have moved to 8 or 7 or 6. Mm. So now where does Kentucky move? From 19 to what? I think 13. I think they go down 6 spots. I think they move to 13. Or they go up 6 spots. I said it again, go down.
Yeah,
they're going down, but they're going up in the ranking.
I just say, top 25, you want to move up.
Right, you want to move up. It's weird,
I'll say, they move somewhere between 13 to 15, maybe higher. I mean, because from what I've seen, a lot of college basketball today, there haven't been a lot of upsets.
Now, some people would say, you might agree with this, that the 1-point loss to Seton Hall, it made Kentucky move back how many spots?
10.
10. Okay. So a 1-point loss to Seton Hall made them move back to 10. A lot of people say, no, it was the collectively of how they've been beaten, or how they were beating teams that weren't that impressive, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, but they still beat most of those teams, even if they weren't impressive, by at least 10 or more points, most of those teams. Okay?
Well, let's see. Well, I think, that also had to do, with, how they performed throughout the entire game.
Yeah. The finished product may have been a 12-point win, but they really played like a 6-point game.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, and I say, we talked about it because sometimes they had a habit, of building big leads and then getting complacent, then let the opponent, come back in the game.
Now they beat Utah. When they beat Utah, they stayed neutral. Did you notice that? They did not move.
Yeah, I noticed.
They stayed. I mean, and they didn't beat Utah by 5 or 8 or 12. They beat Utah by how much?
27.
27, and they stayed flat neutral. Okay.
Well, I think that. I don't know. They may have something to do with with Utah's record.
Well, okay, but if other teams that are lesser than Utah, you still beat them by 12 or more, and then you have a 1-point loss to Seton Hall, moves you back 10 spots, right? But a 27-point victory against an average opponent like Utah doesn't move you anywhere. But then you also have this over the 9th ranked team win over North Carolina. In my opinion, since 2 very impressive victories, a 27-point win, and then how much today?
8.
8-point win today over number 9. I think you can't move them back into the top 10, but you got to move them close. I think 13, 11, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. I think they got to come down. We'll see what they do, but I really think they got to, because you're telling me a 1-point loss to Seton Hall moves us back 10 spots? And people can say, no, it was collectively of what they were doing in the other games. But they were still winning those games by 10 or more points. So, I'm not getting the point. I mean, every team, who's playing here right now?
Right now, this is number 1 Kansas and number 18 Arizona State, which right now the Jayhawks are leading 39-31, getting ready to go into the second half.
Right. So for instance, is Arizona State's 18, so this would be a good win for Kansas on their resume, obviously, and then also be a good win for Arizona State.
Yes. Honestly, yes. It would be big for Arizona State. It would be big for Arizona State if they were to come back and win.
Another big important thing today for the Kentucky game, neutral court.
Yeah.
They needed that.
Yeah, they did.
All their wins so far have been where?
The majority of them have been at home. I see, yeah.
Yeah, because they only played Seton Hall neutral. Or no, yeah.
Yeah.
Duke neutral. And North Carolina neutral.
Yes.
So they're 1-2 now against top 100 opponents, because I don't know where Seton Hall was at. And this is their first victory really against somebody in the top.
Yeah, basically this was their first signature win, which they needed.
Period. Yeah, they needed it.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Okay, this is late December. I say December is usually the time where a lot of college basketball, where you start to find out where a lot of teams are. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you get early season wins, I'd say you may rise. But I said, but if you get a whole bunch of losses to teams that you're probably not supposed to lose to, you might fall off the. I said it could spell disaster for you. But I said then again, you got a long way to go to March.
Long way to go.
I said long way to go.
Do you want to transition not real quickly, but transition into the other important sporting events that are occurring tonight? National Football League, the Tennessee Titans beat the Washington Redskins today. Big playoff implications in that game.
Yes, they did. The Titans won 25-16.
And you got what? Chargers and yes,
right
Chargers
now you got the LA Chargers and Baltimore playing right now, which I believe the Ravens are up 12-10 or 13-10 in the third quarter.
Please, Baltimore. The reason why I need the Ravens, look, Kansas City scenario. We're going to go over Kansas City real quick. I could break it down for you real quick. Kansas City just win the last 2 games. It don't matter what San Diego, or not San Diego. It doesn't matter what LA or Houston does. If Kansas City wins the last 2 games, they'll be the 1 seed for sure. And they'll win the AFC West.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're ahead of everybody right now. It's a tiebreaker. They're ahead.
Well, I mean, it's both. Okay. Both the Chiefs and Chargers, they're 11. I said they're 11-3.
But Kansas City holds a tiebreaker over them because better divisional record.
Yeah.
So if Kansas City would win out, they beat out LA and Houston for the 1 seed and keep it. Here's the other scenario that Kansas City wins the 1 seed. If Kansas City wins tomorrow night and LA loses tonight and Houston loses tomorrow, then Kansas City would be the AFC West champions and they will also be the 1 seed. Now, here's another scenario. Kansas City wins tomorrow, the LA loses tonight, that would automatically guarantee Kansas City the AFC West, I believe. And then that would push, because even if Kansas City would lose the last week and Chargers would win, it would still go back to this original tiebreaker. But then Houston, right, could still get the 1 seed later on. So just win. But those are the scenarios.
I just see, possibly. Those are the 2 games, going on tonight, impact the playoffs. You got plenty of them tomorrow. I see, it's part of week 16. As we mentioned, Houston can clinch the AFC South, with a win at Philly tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay, and I see we go on to the we'll start. I say basically I would start with the AFC East, which really isn't necessary because it's pretty much New England's division to win anyway. All the Patriots have to do is to win tomorrow, which they got Buffalo tomorrow at home. All they have to do is just win, and they win the division once again.
I'm just wondering, Josh Gordon. That brings up because you brought up the Patriots. Josh Gordon's leaving. He made it sound like he needed to walk away because of mental health. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the real truth kind of came out that he got suspended again indefinitely.
Yeah.
Not to say he don't have mental issues. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying at first, all he said was mental issues. And then we heard about the suspension.
Let's see. When I don't know. I said I'm not there to judge.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know the full story. I'm just saying, I do know this, that he said he had some mental issues going on and that he was stepping away from football for a while. And then like a few hours later or a day later, I remember seeing that the NFL suspended him indefinitely for violating the substance abuse policy. So, did his mental step away have to do more? What they were going to suspend him anyways, and he wanted to save face, or was it the mental situations that were occurring caused him to use substance abuse, right? And that could be. And if that's it, Mr. Gordon, I hope you get nothing but the help you need and get back on the football field because you're a tremendous player, and only God can help you. So, keep praying and keep your head up. I mean, that's a good thing to say to him.
Yeah.
As if he'd watch our show. Maybe. When I put him in the hashtag, Josh Gordon.
I said, no, don't do it now. I said, I won't. Nobody coming after me yet. I'm like, no. I said, but anyway, I said, getting back to, the divisional races. Of course, the AFC East, the Patriots are ahead. in the AFC East. All they have to do, basically kind of like, just beat Buffalo tomorrow, and the Patriots win the AFC East during the playoffs. Again, no surprise. AFC North, things are getting a little interesting now. Pittsburgh is still on top of the division, which they got a much-needed win last week against New England.
That'd be a big game for the Ravens, too, then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that is say, they're a half game ahead of Baltimore, which Baltimore is currently, on the road against the Chargers right now, and they're leading 13-10.
Go Chargers!
And let's say,
Nah, not really, but that's what Arnold Schwarzenegger. Remember when he said that?
Yeah. I say things, AFC North, they're getting interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I said the AFC South, I already mentioned Houston. Houston can clinch the AFC South. We'll do it in Philly tomorrow. I say, but of course, you got Tennessee, who won tonight. And then you got Red Hot and you got the surging Indianapolis Colts, who suddenly won 7 of their last 8, and they're in the playoff. And they're in the playoff hunt now. They face the Giants tomorrow. I say which they should win.
I'm liking, you know what? I think the Indianapolis Colts are a scary football team. Andrew Luck is healthy. That offensive line is holding up. If T.Y. Hilton can stay on the field and stay healthy, you got Eric Ebron, good tight end, and Mr. Mack can run the attack. They got a squad.
I just think that's the one thing that's been sort of a concern with the Colts as for the last few years. It feels like they've been a one-dimensional team.
Not no more.
I said not so much now. I mean, they're saying they got a balanced running attack. With Marlon Mack, kind of take off a little bit off the pressure off Luck. I just think I said Colts doing just fine. It's been I can't remember how many years it's been since they missed the playoffs. I just say, but don't be surprised if they do.
Yeah.
That's the AFC South. Of course, you already know the story in the AFC West. The Chiefs and Chargers tied 11-3 right now.
Broncos are still on the outside chance of a wild card, aren't they? I don't remember the full, guys. We apologize for that. I don't remember the full. And we're watching the Ravens game now, so I really don't want to go on the screen. And I could pull it up on my computer, though.
I said no.
I can't remember.
I think I remember. Of course, the divisional leaders in the AFC, right? You got New England in the East, Pittsburgh North, Houston South, Kansas City, in the West. Chargers and Ravens are battling for the wild card spots, but then you got a whole bunch of teams, locked in, on the outside looking in. Tennessee, Indianapolis, I think Miami, Denver, and Cleveland.
What's about NFC? See, Washington lost, so that kind of hurt them.
It's okay. Yeah, so the NFC, Dallas, weirdly, Dallas could clinch the NFC East tomorrow, and I forgot who they. If I'm right, I believe they played Tampa.
That's not as easy as game as everybody thinks. Tampa plays weird sometimes and plays good.
Yeah.
What is Tampa Bay missing? I just can't tell.
I can't.
Is it the running back or is it the coach? Because they got decent wideouts. They got is it O.J. Howard there for their tight end position? I think so.
I think so. And you got two decent quarterbacks.
Oh, Cameron Brate or whatever. Yeah, he's the other tight end.
Yeah, you got you got two fairly good quarterbacks. You got Ryan Fitzpatrick, Jameis Winston. Basically been battling for the starting QB position. Every week. I just say, but
I hope Alex Smith has a good recovery back for Washington because he broke his leg and had that infection. To go back to what about the Redskins, I just thought about that because we were talking about Josh Gordon, his medical situation, and I hope the best for Alex Smith as well.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, I see. Just wrap the NFC East. I said Dallas can clinch the division tomorrow.
Yep.
Philly helped out their playoff chances. I say with the big win on the road against the Rams last weekend.
Is Nick Foles? He's their starter right now, isn't he?
Yes, I believe so.
He should have been their starter probably from the beginning. Carson Wentz, come on. He's done. Wentz is done. He's actually, matter of fact, Wentz could play, I think. I don't think his injury's keeping him that far out. I think he could play. But they're deciding to go with Nick Foles. Because who helped him really? Wentz got him, but who really won the Super Bowl for him last year? Wasn't it Foles? Foles played in the game. It was Nick.
believe.
Yeah. So, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Is that Mr. Jackson?
Yeah, that's Lamar Jackson for Baltimore.
And he played for the Louisville Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Papa John Stadium. Was it Papa John Stadium?
It was. This is
Well,
not
no
no more.
more.
But I just say, well, we not. Let's not even go there.
Hey, I'm gonna go right here.
Not go there.
I'm gonna go right here after I seen that run from Lamar as a tough run. But I'm gonna say, sorry, Mr. Jackson, but he is for real.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. Let me move on.
I didn't mean to make the Chargers cry. Yeah. That's a good one.
Okay. Basically, okay. Let me just wrap the NFC playoff picture.
Oh yeah, wrap it up.
Okay.
Because I'm over here going off the rails again.
All right. Division leaders in the NFC. You got Cowboys in the East. Chicago already wrapped up the NFC North. New Orleans wrapped up the NFC South. And the Rams wrapped up the West. Battling for the wild card spots, you still got Minnesota and Seattle.
New Orleans kind of in a comfortable seat for that 1 seed.
Yep.
Kind of.
Yeah, well.
I mean, they would take a meltdown when they had to lose both their last 2 games. The Rams would have to win. I don't know about the tiebreaker situation. Yeah, it's a bump for the pass.
Actually, I don't think it would be a tiebreaker situation now. But the Rams and Saints only played once.
And the Saints beat them twice. Or beat them.
Yeah,
the one time, not twice. Yeah, one.
So basically, I said New Orleans already has the NFC South. All the Saints have to do is to beat Pittsburgh tomorrow. And New Orleans wraps up home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Not going to say it. But the Chiefs played that Charger game. We're going to go back to that one real quick with Kansas City. Let's be honest. Chargers, you did your best. You came in Arrowhead. You won the game. But let me be honest with you. The real odds is you should have kicked the extra point.
Well,
you should have kicked the other point, but you didn't want to because you know dang good well if we win that coin toss, you ain't stopping crap. Patrick Mahomes is scoring, so that's the only chance you had to win that game. Good for you.
Well, I mean,
good for you.
I just probably as a Chiefs fan, he's still feeling a little salty, but
we had that game in the bag. We went up 14 points with 4 minutes left.
I watched the game. I said the Chiefs were up 14, so I'm like, okay,
it's over.
I'm thinking Kansas City wins the game, but like I say, vintage Phillip Rivers. I just pulled out his bag of tricks. I necessarily don't like a lot of 2-point conversions late in the game, but somehow Chargers took a gamble. It worked.
Now let me ask you this: they're sitting here losing tonight at home. Now they may not end up losing the game, but they're losing right now at home. That win against Kansas City. Does it mean a lot if they turn around and lose at home to the 8-6 Ravens? Not really. Just means you were better for one little brief second of a play for a pick play that you guys done, that you ran good. It was almost a, you know how they get called for those pick plays sometimes, but he got the 2-point conversion. Good for them. But
okay,
that's good in the football realm.
This is good for football. I guess we could throw a little NBA in here.
Well, we should, because there's an important announcement. I think we should announce it now.
Okay.
Hold on. Whoa. That's a strong leg. Probably at least a 49-yard field goal there. So I was close to the middle of the field there. Okay. Here's what I was going to say.
All right, let's segue into the NBA.
Here, I'm segueing it like this. Important announcement. Next Friday, we actually are going to be back with an episode. Now, it will not be uploaded probably until Saturday morning. Like 10 a.m. Saturday morning. But it'll be recorded Friday. because we are making a road trip to the Detroit Piston Indiana Pacer game. Just to let you guys know that.
Crazy. I just said, but yeah, guys, we'll be in Indianapolis next Friday. For the Pacers, Pistons, we'll record some.
And we'll record some in the car, record some walking up to the stadium, a little bit inside the stadium, and probably some on the way back.
Yeah, and I guess that'll be part of our pre-New Year's show.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it short.
Well, I just think I've kind of lost track a little bit of all that's been going on in the NBA
because there's so much other stuff going on.
I mean, let's say just it's a whole lot of stuff.
Yep.
I mean, I probably
the Lakers ended a 2-game losing streak the other night to the New Orleans.
Yeah, they beat the Pelicans last night.
Even though Davis had like 30 points and 22 rebounds, still couldn't get the job done.
Yeah, I'd say speaking of that, there have been rumors that LeBron is trying to get Anthony Davis to come out there to LA.
Who is LeBron not trying to get?
Which
they contacted me.
In which Pelicans owner Alvin Gentry is dead set against it, and he was like, he's not, they are not trading Anthony Davis. No.
Yeah, you can't.
And even AD said it himself. I said he necessarily does. I mean, it would be nice for him to go to LA, but he said he likes New Orleans, which I'm like, okay.
But I don't know, AD. I don't know. I mean, you got Julius Miller's out there, Darius Miller's out there.
Yeah, I mean, what I said, New Orleans, they got a nice little team out there.
Yeah, they do.
In New Orleans. So
but,
I don't see why. I necessarily don't want to see why they want to mess that up. Okay, now, which I know, that they were trying to get. Well, I mean, it would be okay, if AD came out there to LA with LeBron and company, but I'm like, that I don't know. I mean, basically, it would kind of feel somewhat, I guess, like one of those old super teams or whatever, or what you want to call it.
But only be an old super team of 2 and not 3.
Well, I mean,
unless you consider Alonzo Ball,
yeah,
or Rondo,
Well, I mean, because the Lakers, they got a lot of young talent out there. I mean, let's say LeBron's, the veteran of the group, pretty much.
Yeah, his receiving hairline tells you that.
Well, I mean, this. Well, I guess the idea of to me, the idea of a super team in the NBA. In some cases it may work, in some cases it may not. I mean, because one, they might, egos may get to clash, at one point or another. I mean, we saw that already earlier this year with the Warriors, with Draymond Green and Kevin Durant. We kind of already saw that.
Yeah, and don't worry, people, if you're out there thinking the Warriors have lost some games, blah 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 blah. That's what I really think about that. Look, the Warriors are going to be fine. Especially when the Boogie gets to playing.
Well, I mean, especially. Well, I mean, what I'm saying, because the Warriors, I mean, they already got all the shooters out there, pretty much that they need.
Now they get another rebounder and Boogie.
I mean, to say you get a rebound. I said you get a.
And he's big.
I said you get a big man in Cousins. I said we could pretty much get 25 points and 15 rebounds. And he could step outside and shoot threes with the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
Hey, I say that will work.
When the Warriors are completely healthy, because we've been noticing too, Steph missed some games, But when the Warriors are completely healthy, now if someone gets real bad injured, they get real bad injured. But if they can get healthy, which they will, unless something tragic happens, and then Boogie gets healthy, in my honest opinion, I don't care if it's the Rockets or whoever, they won't beat them. They won't beat them. I'm not saying they won't beat them any games, and maybe a series will go to 7 games. But I'm telling you, I think I'd be willing to put, I'm thinking we'd be willing to put a good amount of money that the Warriors are going to win the championship, period. If Boogie and everybody's healthy.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
It wouldn't be... Well, I mean, I said to me, it wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been I've seen bits and pieces of a few NBA games this year. There's been a couple of, teams that, have been a surprise, and then you got others to me that have kind of been like a disappointment. Probably one of the biggest surprises right now. Let's see. Den- Denver's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I say Denver's all right. Toronto.
And my Pistons are middle pack, right? Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Back tail.
Yeah, kind of like the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Let's see who's been Milwaukee.
Now, what about the Pacers? Have we heard anything about them? Are they doing all right?
Yeah, but the pace. Let me see. They're 21. They've won 8 of their last 10.
Huh.
So they've been doing okay.
They've been doing all right.
Probably one that's kind of like been one of the biggest. Houston, I necessarily wouldn't call them I wouldn't necessarily call Houston a disappointment. Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they still got to be, James Harden. I see, Chris Paul, has been out for a little bit.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. I see, he has an injury that's going to keep him out for a little bit. But I can't really think of any NBA. I really can't think of an NBA team right now, that would be a huge disappointment.
That's a good one. Just checking on this real quick. Comparison. They've done it with Patrick Mahomes this year. They've compared him to Brett Favre and Joe Montana, and now they're just compared Lamar to Michael Vick. But Michael Vick did say in a statement that he likes that Lamar's doing his own thing and trying not to be the next Michael Vick, but being the best Lamar Jackson he can be.
As he should.
He should.
He should. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I see a lot of legend, sports legends, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, or whatever. I see, yeah, you got certain play. I see, you got players come in and say they might be the second coming of this person or that person, but they can't be. I see, they basically could be the only, the best version of their own selves that they could be. I see, necessarily have to try to be, like the, Michael Jordans or the, Steve, Brett Favre.
Stevie franchises.
Brett Favre.
You remember Stevie franchise for the Houston Rocket, or was it? Yeah, it was Houston at the time. The Rockets, the old jerseys with the rocket ship, and his nickname was Stevie franchise. Steve.
Wait a second, don't you mean Steve Francis?
But they called him Stevie franchise. That was his nickname. You gotta Google it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you the truth. I'll look it up later for him.
So corny.
No, that's what they called him. I'm telling you the truth. Hey, comment down below if you remember them calling Steve Francis Stevie franchise for the Rockets. Comment down below if you guys make it this far into the vlog. So, kind of jump back. What were we at? It was still basketball related, so I'm allowed to jump back like that.
Okay. That's it. Okay.
Yeah, Stevie franchise.
Okay, I know y'all probably seen some of these. I see a lot of these videos that we've done. I see because we've been doing this now for 2 years. Some of these you're probably thinking, okay, like these guys are funny, and probably other times you're probably looking at us like, what in the world are y'all talking about?
We'd like to hear those comments though. Either you think we're funny or dog us. We'd love to hear those comments and share to other people and make fun of us.
I say, well, me, I don't know. You could probably handle it better than I can.
I won't read the bad comments to him. I'll replace all the bad words with good words. There's the playoff pictures. You see the Titans? There's the Colts, Ravens, Dolphins. Dolphins are still kind of in there.
Yeah.
But boy,
I said, wow, and surprise, Tennessee jumped into the wild card.
And look, yeah, and even if the Ravens would pull off this win, they'll push, I think, Pittsburgh out and then put them into the outside looking in because 9-6 Titans will stay in until Pittsburgh plays tomorrow.
Yeah, I said possibly. Tennessee will still be in the wild card spot until the Colts play tomorrow.
Now, if you're the Chargers, you have to watch out because if you would lose tonight and then you would lose next week and Pittsburgh would keep winning, they could knock you out and make the playoffs instead too.
Well,
no, they would end up taking the spot of like the Chargers. Of the Titans.
Yeah, I'd say right now I think right now probably know if you start the playoffs. KC would be the 1, Chargers the 2.
No, Chargers can't be the 2. KC 1, Houston 2, New England 3, Pittsburgh 4, and the Chargers would be the first wild card 5, and then the last wild card would be.
Wait a minute, I don't know. Hold on, KC 1.
Yep. Houston 2.
Yeah, I think
it's because it goes your first 4, your first divisional winners. So KC 1, Houston 2. If it's still the way it was.
Well, I guess that all depends on their final records.
Right, but if it would start tomorrow and this game wouldn't matter, yeah, it would be Houston, KC 1, Houston 2, Patriots 3, Pittsburgh 4, and then you would have the Chargers 5, and then the.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, and then the Titans 6 seed.
Well, hold on. Let's see. Well, they kind of threw. Well, I guess they kind of threw me off because. Based New England Pittsburgh played last week, which Pittsburgh did win. I'd say, but of course, the tie with Cleveland kind of threw everybody in. I said they kind of.
It's weird because you would think that the NFL would stop this. I like the divisional winners, but there's some people that are like, hey, let's not make it so much about division and wild card and all this stuff. Let's just make the best 6 teams make the playoffs. So regardless of record, they should make the playoffs. But that's not how it goes.
Yeah. I'd say, speaking of playoffs, I'd say we've got to throw in college football. The college football playoff.
Is that next week?
Is next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
I say both games. You got Clemson, Notre Dame in the Cotton Bowl.
Notre Dame wins.
And then Alabama, Oklahoma in the Orange
Bowl. Alabama wins. You don't even have to watch it. I just told you what's going to happen.
Well, I said I'm confident in one of those. I'm not confident, not so much about the other.
And then if you want to know who won the national championship, Notre Dame. First time in how many years? It's been a while, right?
I said, yeah, it's been a while.
They went to championship game in back, 2014 or something like that?
12.
12. And they did not win.
No, they ran into Alabama and lost.
And that would be a revenge game for them.
I said, speaking of the college football playoff, there has been, they had, the conversation about expanding the playoff to 8 teams has kind of ramped up.
Yeah, but we got to stop. If we go to 8, then we got to go to 10, then 12, and 14. Why don't we just do like the NFL does, 6 and 6, so we have 12. So you break it up somehow. You know what I'm saying? You take the top 12 and you make 2 separate playoff brackets and you have a championship game. That'd be that's nice.
Well, I mean,
we would have been in. Weren't we around 12?
I doubt
or 13 in the final rankings?
14, I said, but
14.
I said, but I doubt that will work. Maybe. Well, I mean, if they're going to expand, I think, probably keep it at 8. As keep it at 8. Okay, and they can play the 4 playoff games.
The top 2 would get buys.
Well,
yeah.
Hold on. I just see. Well, they can move it to a possible 18 playoff. Mm-hmm. You probably have 2. Start the playoff around the same time that everybody else starts the bowl games, which is usually around maybe the middle of December. Take for example, if they were to do it this year, the 18 playoff, they could have started that today. Actually,
yeah.
Could have played. 4 teams would have 2 games could have been played. Well, actually, they could have started this last Saturday. Actually, 2 games could have been played last Saturday. 2 of them this Saturday. maybe the semifinals next week, and then the championship game. Possibly on the 7th.
Yeah, the schedule's made out for you there, NCAA. So jot that down and make it happen.
Well, I mean, I just say, just a scenario. Not this gonna happen. I don't know.
No.
But
and then there's Kentucky's got a couple people are going to sit out. Well, one guy. Is it Allen's going to play and Benny's going to play.
Yeah, both. Yeah,
but
both
Jordan Jones is not going to play. Jordan Jones will not play. That's been already confirmed that. So we will be without Jordan Jones, one of our defensive players, and that's an issue. I mean, it's not too much. Well, overthrows it.
I just say well, there is one. I've seen this maybe a few times on on social media. It said that I just say one in particular that stuck out to me. Okay, it said like comparison who's the best conference in college football. I said one person said like the Big Ten, they were 7-1 in bowl games last year. It said what the SEC do in bowl games, like it was terrible. I'm like, the SEC had 2 teams compete for the national title.
Yeah, what's it matter? And then guess what? The SEC obviously had a team win the title. So, duh. But still, point is,
I wasn't trying to be. I guess it probably sounded like I was being shady or something, and I just thought I'd throw that out there. As honestly, take it or leave it, whichever.
Well, we've talked about college football playoff.
As I say, I see we throw in college football, college basketball, pro football, pro basketball. Over the place.
Told you about our big announcement for next week. So it should be a fun event. I will try to get this edited and upload tonight. This is a Saturday night. If not, it'll be done for tomorrow afternoon or so. But we will be back Friday, right?
Yeah, we'll be back Friday.
To do some material. I don't know if we add it to anything else or we just upload what we got Friday because it might be just so busy next weekend. Who knows? But we hope you guys enjoy these videos,
Yeah, I just think, you're probably thinking we're crazy as hell, but I just say we do this just for the fun of it.
We do.
I just say you'll probably never want to see us on ESPN or whatever. It's all right.
Maybe. Who knows?
I said maybe not.
Maybe not. But well, that's all the time we got for tonight, guys. Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
comment,
share.
And really appreciate that thing. I appreciate you guys doing those things for us. And we'll see you next Friday.
All right. See you guys. This is our pre-Christmas shows. I said we're probably not going to. So Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody. Be safe.
Be safe, guys.